get started here. So that's where we are at last time. And what we get here is the final solution. So you can see before that, before we start try to solve this problem, the problem for adding the extendable, make the discriminated union extensible, the function signature was like this. So able to solve the problem, and but we still have to figure out the other overloads for, like, say this, the question is a function that returning either a question or a custom questions, and also the case that when it is an array. So after some refactoring, this is what it looks like. So you can see that I completely separate every one of them. So one benefit of it is for readability. So you can see clearly that this is taking a questions, and you can see that this is a singular question over here, and this is a question function, or callback, or handler, or initializer, whatever you want to call it. And then this is clearly an array, and then the same thing, the more generic one for the custom question over here. At the end, I probably will going to rename this as a general question or something like that, or custom question. But the idea is separating this. Again, one is for readability, and second, it breaks it all up so that things like this, the test over here, you can see will work. So let's go over that first. So you see that now here, this in an array, and within the array have two questions. One is the custom one is a input question, and you will see both of them here are cast as any. The reason is the custom questions is default to any, and that's one error that I have in the last video in Tech 2. In the last video, it showed as an unknown, but I might guess I haven't spent time to figure out what happened yet. It's maybe because I'm doing this extends it to a certain type, so that the default generic type works, whatever that means. If you know, you have a better description or answer to that, let me know. But the bottom line is the default type of this V is being used here. I can show you that it is working by, say, changing this to a string, and then you will see this is not right, or this start failing, because this is initial, and then all of those other things fails. But if I cast it on any, things are okay. So you can see that it is working. So then you will see that if I comment this out, let's see. If I comment this out, you will see that this is a string, right? I don't know why this is showing that it wasn't doing it like that. I will need to take a look later on, but at least you can see this over here. This is getting the input typed. Why that's happening over there, I don't know. And then over here, this is still the same. This will keep it like that. So let's take a look at what's going on over here. It's a function returning primary. So this is saying that it does not exist in that function. Maybe seems like I guess the TypeScript actually combined these two. That is weird because this is obviously an array of question. It should able to nail it down to say comment this out. Okay. There's something definitely wrong here. Let's see what is wrong. Maybe it's not so. That doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense. What's going on here? String is not assignable. Oh, this is because the v is undefined. Okay, so that solves that problem. So let's see. Okay, so this is all fine. All right, there you go. Well, that's what the problem was. So you can see here that it is properly identified. Yeah, now this is right. This use the correct overload. It is the question array. And then if you add this in, it will able to figure out, oh, actually I need to use the more generalized overload, which is a custom action. So then this will be typed any. So you can see that it works in both cases. All right. And then for this, for when it gets a little bit more complicated like this, let's see, it's probably, my guess is the same problem. Let's see, does it do anything with the initial? That's not the case. Yeah, this TypeScript is not able to. Oh, this because of this. Let's see if that is the case. Arrow function. Oh, it's an arrow function. There you go. So okay. Yeah. So now it's not an arrow function anymore, because arrow function actually does not satisfy this, because the this over here is not an enquirer. That's why the TypeScript compiler noticed that and not using the correct overload. So with that fix, you will see that now it is using the correct overload and saying that the return value of that function is a question, and it's able to do this, right? Able to identify the type properly. So if I do the same thing over here, and let's see what do we get. Yeah, this is a custom question, which is correct. But while over here, you can see that this is inferred correctly, it's fine, it's working over there, but it's not working over here. And my gut feeling for this one is that it's probably this is quote unquote a bug, but I won't blame the team whatsoever, because this I don't think there is a way for the TypeScript to figure it out, or try to figure out at this level, because this is an array of functions, and then it will be very resource intensive if the TypeScript compiler will go down further to look at each functions and then try to figure out all the details about the based on the return type. If I type this function, maybe it able to do something about it. So you can see here. So this is a enquirer, a function of enquirer, and then it gets the input, right? While over here, it gets what I defined over here, but it's not able to get this type to match with the custom question. So that's why this is not typed accordingly. Of course, the way to quote unquote fix this is try to say from custom question, right? Then the error will go away because you cast it at this point, right? So that is kind of limitation for the implementation, but that's so much the TypeScript compiler can do. And what you can do to easily fix this is, you define the type yourself, right? Well, actually in this there's a problem. Let's see. Following error, the number is not, let's just return an empty string. Right now that's fine. Right now this is fine. Just have fun. Want to make a test look nice. Right now is able to match because with that it's able to fit the custom question, right? Not the other way around. So that's how to make it work, right? So anyway, so that's it. That is the final wrap up for this question, and let's recap, right? So in the last 3 videos, we go over the question of how to make a discriminated union extensible. It's a little bit hard for me to pronounce. And a solution that I have is use function overloads. Right, so what we did is keep the discriminated union type as is, not adding the generic one, the general one, into the discriminated the union type, because if we add it in, the discriminated union feature will not work, because this is a superset of all the type defined by all the other questions. So the solution for that is to use overload in the function overload. And then one thing to remember is that you need to put the more generic one at the bottom, more specific one at the top. right? And then we further separate the overloads of all those things, all those variations into separate overloads. Hey, when it is an array, right? When you encounter this case, or in this case, it knows which one to fall back to. Because if you combine all of them, like the orange code over here, combine all of them over here like this, when it try to resolve, it can go to one solution, right? It will have a hard time to further dissect and figure out which exact type that you are looking for, or you're trying to use here. So by separating the types into multiple overloads, you help the compiler to figure out, hey, this is the one that should be used for this use case. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. So now it's your turn to go do some coding. And if you have any questions about these videos and other and previous videos, feel free to leave a comment, and I will definitely check them out. And also feel free to check out the repository in GitHub, and then give a like to this video and subscribe. So until next time, see ya. Bye bye.